I've always said quite truthfully that I conceptualize my existential condition as a poet, as a student of the Pittsburgh public school system. And my heart goes out to my peer. Because I had city dreams of being able to get by, find livelihood, and be productive without harming others, having some time and space for peaceful thoughts and meaningful purposes, which always seemed to be the calling of a Pittsburgh public school child properly understood. I took what happened to me in stride because I thought it was only me. I was given clues or asides occasionally as to why I was disliked. An attorney told me, "You're a nice blonde boy." I'd known him for years, and that showed his true feelings the whole time. I understood there was an undercurrent of hatred, but I thought it was just cultural, and he just tuned in on me for some reason. What I made out what I made of all the terrible lies that were told when I started snapping out of it and talking about what had been done to me, the force and violence and cruel, morbid mental compulsion being characterized and looted as fun. I didn't dream that the University of Pittsburgh was doing it to pleasure Russia, which turned out to be true. I seemed to feel that money was involved somehow in the black market, I started to realize. And that proved true when John Schulman was arrested on a multi-million-dollar museum heist. And these are still the primal forces in play in Seattle, which means looting our premises, setting up a fall. But I bought the idea that I wasn't particularly significant. I mean, it hurt me terrifically when a black professor said to me, "You're not special," after I described being hideously tortured and kidnapped by the KKK. I mean, that scalded me, but I just felt it must be brainwashing of some sort. And I tried to vie with it as an intelligent person. But I had neurocongestive um, injuries, which were being hypnotized for sadistic rendering. By Mackenzie and Wadmaker and that child from Bowling Green, scouring the android zone, as Dina Michaels put it, dredging in the dirt, as Peter and Gabriel put it. What does that have to do with the Pittsburgh public school child? It was never treated as anything else. My absentee rate didn't even summon a counselor. And it just kept getting stranger and stranger. The warlords of the drama scene in Pitt philosophy were staging a Kafkaesque for multi-layered European intellectualism. And while they were robbing the museums of millions and millions of dollars, they split their sides laughing over how they captured me for picking up a penny from the sidewalk or a table and looking at its date. What I put on record seems to be lost on everybody who sees it. I tried to save lives, not to recruit them to my beliefs that we should feed the African hungry. Those were my beliefs, but to save their lives. It was unconditional. When I tried to explain how they could mislead people about what had happened, I was offered the old explanation that I took to heart at the age of 9 or 10 when it started, that for some reason they just didn't like me. It was harder to believe that with so many other people going down. My view is still that Pittsburgh public schools are an enterprise that should and must be defended on principle. That children have value, and it's good to have a place to go. Why such a mean spirited ideological attack on Pittsburgh public schools would come from the administration of the University of Pittsburgh is incomprehensible to me. And I don't think anybody stands a chance of getting an opportunity to ask them that question. The shadow ban on me is too profoundly decided by them. I was always a fool for hope. When Pitt declared me persona non grata, I had hope from two aspects of that title. One, the word persona, which appears in Pope Karl's disposable epistle about what they had done to me. The persona is subjected to successive degradations of the X motive and subsumed into a larger structure dominated by its adversary. He talks about constructing a persona, and it seemed to be a subtle encouragement from the university. Know something, do something, be something. Don't just limit yourself to what they have made you out to be. The second feeling of encouragement I got from them, calling me persona non grata, was that it has an aspect of a Vaclav Havel book title. How do you explain your existential dilemma? He had a piece called Disturbing the Peace, a book called Disturbing the Peace. But to read any sort of solidarity to my position as the son of senior faculty, no matter how valued and committed he was, seems to have been an empty portrayal of my belief system in the Pittsburgh public schools. The denial that the attack on the Pittsburgh public school system was coming from the administration feeds into that hope. And yet there's no question that to ask such a question of them would be answered with persona non grata.